What's up, guys? It's Big J here. Just want to talk some brisket real quick. I think the main problem what people do with brisket is either they overthink it or they Google too many different ways to do a brisket online and they try to imitate what they're reading online. This video is going to show you how to do it relatively easy to pull off a tender, nice, good finished product of a brisket. Stress-free. There's a few key principles that need to be followed to ensure this, but it's really not that hard. I'd say since 2019, I've probably smoked about, I don't know, over 130, 150 briskets with the catering. My first one wasn't that good, but every single one after got better. And this is a video that you're going to want to watch till the end, just so you don't miss something. And if you're new to the channel and you like this type of stuff, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn your notifications on. You don't want to miss this one. Okay, so I'm not going to take much fat off of this. This has already been trimmed pretty liberally. I am going to clean this up a little bit though. But I like, personally, if I was trimming it myself, I would have left a little bit, like you can see some thin parts here. I would have left more fat there. I think it'll be okay. It can cause problems if you take too much fat, because the fat is what really helps render down a lot of those juices and what keeps it tender. But anyways, we'll get into the trimming part. Save those scraps for the dog. You want it to be as aerodynamic as possible. It's gonna help give you an even cook. But look, like you can see, I don't need to really take thickness of that fat off the top. I don't really need to take that, any more of that. That won't make it. These I'm gonna give to my dog. I don't save the scraps to make sausage. I have done that, but it's a big process. This we're gonna take off, and I'm gonna save that in a roasting tray. And I'm gonna render that down while cooking the brisket, because when I wrap the brisket, I reintroduce that tallow back into the brisket, which also helps tenderize everything. It's just a good way to use your tallow without throwing it out. Like, a lot of people, that they'll do is they'll make tallow, but you really don't need to. Every time you have a brisket, you could just get it from the trimmings. You take this side off too. Okay. Okay, so let's flip this over so you guys can see what it looks like. Quick trim, nothing crazy. I probably took, I'd say, I don't know, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds off. But pretty much this is what you want it to look like. Okay, guys. So, for binder, really easy. Mustard, doesn't have to be French's, it could be Heinz. Ground black pepper, coarse black pepper. Sorry about my son, he's just playing with his dinosaurs. And Montreal steak spice. Start off with the mustard. I always do the underside first because we're going to be flipping these and we're going to be putting them on fat side up. You don't need too much mustard, just a couple zigzags should be good. We're gonna start off with the black pepper. Black pepper really is for color. Just the Montreal steak spice alone is a good enough seasoning. Flavor-wise, you don't need the black pepper. But if you want that asteroid looking color, that's how you achieve that look. If you just do the Montreal steak spice, the bark will still be nice, but it'll kind of just be brownish instead of looking like it's from outer space, which is kind of like the look that I want in my briskets. Get the sides. Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you.
What'd you say? Do you like helping Daddy?
Tap, tap, tap.
That's right.
Tap.
And now with the Montreal steak spice,
Now.
this is gonna add layers and tons of depth and flavor. Really brings out those beef notes. Pat it down, Dominic, like that. You go like that. Just like that.
Great shot.
I can already smell that Montreal steak spice. The reason why I also do Montreal steak spice too is because we're up in Canada here, and it just adds a little bit of a Canadian flair to some southern barbecue. But you know what? We got good barbecue up in Canada too. The quality of meat that I'm using here is AAA or triple diamond from Alberta, Brooks, Alberta. I'd say it's probably the equivalent.
Yay! Yes,
Thanks, buddy.
pizza.
It's brisket. Can you say brisket? Brisket? I'd say it's the equivalent to prime. Okay, we're gonna flip this over. We got 2 briskets today, by the way. I'm just gonna show you one because it's gonna be the same identical thing that I'm doing for the second one, so there's no point in showing you twice over. You can always replay if you miss something. Pat it down like that, remember? Okay. I'm gonna add a little more pepper after. Keep in mind, this is the top side. Dom, come on, pat it in like this. Come on, buddy. Just pat it in. Don't rub it. Pat it. Like that. Yeah, that's right. Good boy.
Tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, get it.
Tap it up. Ales is we're gonna do a little bit on the Weber Smoky Mountain, and we're also gonna. Hey Dominic, what's up, buddy? What's up? Yeah, tap it up. Go ahead. And then we're also yeah. Then we're also gonna be finishing this on the pellet grill as well.
How?
I'll explain that too in another clip. My reasoning behind this. There's a couple different reasons. And how it's effective and how it makes it easier for you. Okay, we got the briskets on. We're going to keep this low. I'm in no rush. Going to keep this around 205 to 220. I got the tray under, as you can see, to catch the drippings and to render down that tallow. We'll come take a look in the next couple hours. Okay, so the hybrid method explained. Now that I got my son to bed and I got a second to myself here. So what I've discovered anecdotally through my own trial and error, I don't have any actual hard data on this. What I have discovered to get the optimal flavor of smoke profile, you do not need to pump actual wood smoke into it from actual real wood for a whole 12 hours. I find for myself, depending on the size of the brisket, anything between 4 and 6 hours is fine. And then you can literally transfer it to your pellet grill. Leave your pellet grill on a low setting and just let it ride. This will get you pretty much as close as you can get to a full smoke on just wood as opposed to the pellets. The flavor is really not that different. I've had a lot of people try this that are huge offset fanatics, and you don't have to do this with the Weber Smoky Mountain. You can do this with an offset for 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, then put it to a pellet grill. You can either do it with a Weber kettle. Doesn't have to be a Weber Smoky Mountain. Anyways, give it a try. That's what I do. So I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. But the end result is, I would say, it's pretty hard to tell the difference between doing 12 hours with real wood as opposed to doing, let's say, 6 hours and then putting it at a low setting on the pellet grill for the rest of the way. It's a pretty close second, and it's far less the effort, especially when you live in Canada too, and those cold months. It's really nice. And if you have the type of pellet grill that has the Wi-Fi and you can see the app, this hybrid method is an absolute game changer. These have been on for about 4 hours. Gonna give the first spritz. Five hours in, and we have put this on the pellet grill. I was gonna push it about 6 hours, but I'm getting pretty tired. That's the beauty of these pellet grills. You can set it and forget it and then go to sleep. Awesome already. All right, let's take a quick peek. Just woke up, had a nice little sleep there. These have been on since 8:30 last night, so that puts us at, I think, about 11 hours. Yeah, 7:30 this morning. Oh wow, nice. Yeah, these are ready for wrap. We're temping at about 165, 167. We're going to pull these off, but first we're going to take this tallow out. We're going to put it through a sieve, clean it up a little, and I'll show you guys how I wrap. Okay, brisket's here. Giving it a quick spray again. We're going to put our liquid gold on as well. This is what your tallow should look like once it's rendered down. Pour about half on the first brisket. When I wrap it up, I like to wrap it up like a gift. It's gonna be messy, this part, but that's normal. Nice and tight here when you're flipping, so we got fat side down now. Fat side back up. You could do some extra paper, but I mean, that's good as long as it's tight. But this is all you want it to look like when she's wrapped up. And we are going to throw her back on the smoker. I would say there's probably about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours left. I'm going to bump this up to 225. And then we're going to let it rest in the cooler for a few hours. Briskets are back on. We bumped this up to 225, but with the smoke mode set at 10, sometimes it goes a little higher. Not a big deal. I'd say probably about 3 to 4 hours at the most until these are done. We're pushing about 165 internal, 163 on these, so. This brisket's coming off. We just temped 192 in the flat, 195 in the point. That's one of my key principles is I always pull early and give ample time to rest. For the carryover, you're going to get 10 to maybe sometimes 15 degrees. Usually about 10 though is what you'd say in the cooler. So this one's ready to pull, and then this one's pretty close. It's about 188 in the point. Another good indicator I want to show you guys is when it's pretty much finished. You're going to see it just slide in and out with not very much tug to it. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, we're temping 192 in the point. A couple more degrees, I'm going to pull this. Okay, so briskets are resting in the cooler. I'd say at the very least you want to rest them for 2 hours. It's going to re-render, it's going to carry over, it's going to finish at that perfect temperature. Do not finish your brisket at 202 or 204 if you're going to be resting it in a cooler. It will absolutely overcook it. It will make it dry. It will lose a lot of its tenderness. The only time I would push a brisket up to full temp is if I was going to rest it on an open counter for about 20-30 minutes before eating it. Even then, I would still probably pull it at 200. But yeah, so we're going to let those rest up. We're going to make some sides, some big Hoss sauce. I'll show you guys how to do that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. So oh, we smoked this over hickory the whole way through in the beginning with charcoal and actual wood hickory, and then we used hickory pellets. We also, what else was I gonna say? Oh, the briskets took, the first one took 15 hours, the second one took about 15 and a half hours. So, and for the size of them, I'd give them about trimmed, probably you're looking at 13 pounds, I'd say about. Okay, for the sauce, we did mayo, ketchup, mustard, diced up pickles, dill pickles, apple cider vinegar. Mix it all up. Definitely give this sauce a try. I also add a little bit of salt and pepper as well, which I'm going to do right now, and some Worcestershire. Pepper, peppercorns, whatever you like. That's all you need. And you got yourself an amazing sauce for some brisket burgers, brisket sandwiches, whatever you want to call them. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, it's hot. Weird. Not sure what happened to the bark there, but you can see the tenderness. Here's the first brisket. Turned out pretty good. The bark kind of got moved there, but you can see how tender it is with the jiggle. Guys, what's brisket without making a brisket sandwich? It's the ultimate flex. Look at the collagen. Look at the breakdown. That turned out really good.
Give her a hug.
Dang gone, he's done it again. That's what you want from brisket. Easy, beginner recipe, method, hybrid method. Figure it out. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma. Tell everybody.
Get away from us, Joey.
Well, I'll have to edit you out, I guess.
You gotta take that out. That's what I said.
We don't.
Excuse me, you're gonna do the thumbnail. You holding a drink is gonna be the thumbnail of this video.